At least, okay, so the winner of this gets 2 full days. Come on. That I feel like that's right.
It's not okay. Not gonna lie though, I picked this day up a lot yesterday. I was really looking forward to this,
Hmm.
and I woke up, and normally it takes sometimes it takes you a little while to come to your senses and stuff. I literally
Hmm.
got up in my bed, I sat up, and I was like, oh my god, it's LGD versus Vici today, and I got up straight away, and I'm just so ready.
Yeah, we're watching LGD, who have been absolutely dominating throughout the tenure of their new team. So we'll see how that continues. If it continues, I just want to point out right here, right now, because I'm going to annoy everybody in the chat and you with it. Techies is not banned. I repeat, Techies is not banned.
I
That,
don't think Techie's Wisp is something you can play though, is it?
well, you don't have to pick it now. I'm
No,
just
no, but like
saying.
in general, I mean,
Oh, I mean,
is
that
that
is
going to
the
be your
most,
support duo? Like
yeah, that is the most solid support duo I think I've ever heard of. X
set up
Nova
for
on the Wisp. Come on. Or, oof, sorry. X
X
Nova is no
Nova.
longer on LGD. Sorry, Innocence on the Wisp. God, I'm getting my LGD
Is
tenures
that
mixed up.
is that a core Wisp?
Oh, oh,
Oh.
oh.
Because I instantly think of, when OG picked this core Wisp and they had like the Abaddon in lane with them
Mm-hmm.
that had the really weird sustain with the Wisp heal and things on the tether.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think of when I look at this.
This is gonna be interesting. That's for sure.
I could
I
see
mean,
Faith BM playing it because he's a bit of a wild one. So
yeah, he's been playing a lot of weird things. He's been having fun. That's for sure. I know, of course, Shinkyu has been having fun with his picks, of course. Whether or not that's going to be a techies, do you just throw it in just for the hell of it? But they've got Ancient Apparition as well as the SAPPHIRE now, and SAPPHIRE has been a bit of a staple for LGD. Well, really a staple in the region, but more so we've been seeing it a lot for this LGD lineup. I wonder if Wisp Undying being picked here, like, and I'm gonna just reiterate, does techies even like get seen this draft? Just
nope.
because it feels like when you're giving up, they go for it every single time. There were drafts where we were like, there's no way they're going to pick techies. It doesn't fit this lineup. That was the last time we cast LGD. We were convinced last pick, there's no way they pick techies. And what do? They pick it.
No, that's to be fair. That's not what we said. We just didn't think about it. We didn't
Mm,
say they weren't gonna pick it.
it just didn't
That's
fit. I don't know.
oh, it did
It,
fix. They picked it.
well, and they won. So I guess, yeah, it
I
did
just
fit. But
if they pick Wisp Undying opening, and they
mhm.
pick a techies, I look at those three heroes and I'm like, how are they supposed to win a game of Dota? Like it can work, but
This is
I feel
LGD,
like
man.
LGD have just approached the draft coming in with a different idea this time, which is fine.
Hmm.
We don't want to see the same thing from them all the time. I know you do, but I don't.
I mean,
Um, Also, so Vici in their first phase, they've directly answered the Wisp with the AA, which is fair
hmm.
enough. That's something we've seen a lot of in the past, which is all right. And then LG go for the Undying, and they go for the Snapfire and Vici, which not only is that like a nice flex comfort pick for them, but you have to think of the Tombstone as similar to the Egg in a way that the little Shredder just instantly blows it up. So they have an answer to that now as well. Um, I woke up today wondering what kind of heroes they were going to pick. If you'd have told me
Hmm.
this was going to be the first phase for both teams, I'd have said you were lying.
Yeah, we haven't really seen something like this from LGD just yet. It's been kind of different, but all over the place with their drafts. Wisp making it through that first phase because of an Omni Knight first phase ban from LGD, taking that out of the hands of DY. For the most part, DY could have been old 11's Omni Knight, of course, but just very standard Omni Knight ban against Vici at this point.
The fact that LGD have first phase banned Omni Knight, though, is very interesting, isn't it? Just in general. Like,
Mm-hmm.
again, imagine if someone said that like 2 weeks ago to me. I'd be like, what are you on? It's not going to happen, right? But I guess if LGD don't play it, then maybe they feel they don't have a choice.
Hmm. So let's see.
They need relocate setups, I think, on LGE. So like that's where you see the Beastmaster Batrider band, right? Because they're the ones that instantly come into my mind, at least. when I think of like offlaners that play with Wisp. Centaur as well is another historically one that's picked. Um, Axe, I guess, has been another one, but again, not that massively popular.
Let's see what Vici you're gonna pick. Just considering, this draft has been a little bit different. Nico Tusk. Okay, so that could
Ooh.
be off lane Tusk.
But Yang's not there anymore.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean Old Eleven's not going to play it.
All I'm saying is, I watch Yang own on it, and I feel very sad now whenever anybody else plays it offlane. Because they can
I
never do
guess,
it
yeah.
justice compared to Yang.
That's very fair. It could just be a 4, PYW Tusk. It doesn't exactly necessarily need to be that off lane Tusk, of course. They've got Snapfire AA, though, so have we seen Ori play the mid snap?
Yeah.
I think it was against RNG, right?
Yeah, he's played it a decent amount, I think. Um, do you remember when Tusk Snapfire first came out, though? Or when Snapfire first came out, and you could little shred of the tag
Yeah.
team? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. I'm so glad that's fixed. It literally ruined pubs for about a week. I think it was like a week. I can't remember how long it was, but
Mm-hmm.
I remember not wanting to play because it was a thing. Like for
How many
quite
of
a
those
while.
patches have existed where you're just like, I don't know if I want to play this right now?
Uh,
Like,
Not many, to be fair. It tends not to be a patch. It tends to be a certain individual thing in the game. I'm like, I
yeah.
really just don't. I don't fancy
Well,
playing against this.
Sniper Troll, Mask of Madness was definitely one of those moments. Spectre
True.
getting picked up for Vici. So, bit of global presence there as they go Night Stalker for LGD. And yeah, I mean, this really works. The jump from Night Stalker with the crippling fear on some of these heroes, like, if you're Ancient Apparition, you're dead.
I heard stuns are overrated, actually. They
For really both these teams.
well
Jesus.
for LGD especially.
Yeah. I guess Cold Feet can proc. You can land Fire Snap Cookie, and Snowball, I guess, still counts as a can land. Wow. Yeah. Lockdown is not the name of this game.
As soon as this Zeus pick came out, I was wondering if they was like thinking about baiting out a Spectre pick somehow. Because as soon as it got picked, they instantly went for the Night Stalker. Like they knew what they wanted, and now they just have this Wisp Night Stalker combo. And I don't know if you've ever seen this before. It's pretty funny because this guy's really quick at night, and Wisp obviously matches the movement speed of the person he tethers. Yeah, it
So
could be funny.
so here's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be safe lane Night Stalker, mid IO,
Okay,
off lane Zeus, 4 techies,
5 Undying.
5 Undying. They're
Yeah,
still
they really
looking
wouldn't
what?
like stuns then, would they?
Yeah, I mean, they're still probably looking what? Sven Gyro,
Yeah, I think you're looking towards your IO partner still potentially.
which
But
is
then
crazy that
I just
that's
don't
gone
think it's
out.
going to
So.
be an IO support because IO Undying support Joe seems really weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Yeah.
Jinkyu playing IO again, there's another guy that probably plays Wisp.
He plays everything. Like he'll literally make everything work.
I don't know. Wisp position 4 seems very normal, far too normal for Jinkyu to play. It's not weird enough, you know.
Yeah. Would have got that last bounce storm, by the way, again for LGD. But I think you banned, either Sven or Gyro here if you're Vici, right? Just in case. Yeah, has to be. There you go.
Yeah, I still think they're looking for their pairing. So maybe like a Slark or something could be okay against the Spectre in a 1-to-1. But I really am unsure what they go for here.
Does Gyro feel good enough on LGD with maybe like a snowball save?
I don't think the Tusk is. something that Gyro should be worried about if that's what they want to go for. But depends what tempo they want to play the game at, right? Because if they feel like they want to play early, play the tempo game, they can pick this Gyro. But if they want something that scales a little bit more against the Spectre, because obviously if it goes past a certain point, then the Spectre is going to be the most farmed hero and like the strongest hero in the game, right? When it gets to the late game. So it just depends how they want to approach the game. And I'm really, honestly, you know, I'll say it again, I'm really unsure. Because this is not something we've seen a huge amount of from LGD. Or they just pick techies.
Yeah, I feel like it's either what should be legit or techies.
Oh, I'm really struggling. It's maybe like a CK or something could be fun, but I don't know how good it is against AA. Like, again, I'd like to see a stun as well. Would be nice.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, okay.
Yes. Easy
Wow.
peasy.
So they may not need a mid here for Vici. Could be mid Snapfire. Could be offlane Tusk. There's a lot of options here. They've got a pretty open draft. I would say, it could even be offlane Snap for Tusk still. It doesn't need to necessarily be mid Snap or 4 Snap. Because we've seen like Raging Potato play the offlane Snapfire. We've seen Faith Beyond play the offlane Snapfire. So I would assume it's something mid that they're going to want.
I think they need a way of dealing with the illusions from CK. Because at the moment, if he gets like 2 or 3 items and he pops Phantasm, I don't know how they deal with it. Like, the illusions kind of just kill everybody.
Does Leshrac even look good here?
Doesn't look great.
God, it feels like Night Stalker just is going to destroy this game.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, that hero, it looks really good when it's playing from ahead, but when Night Stalker plays from behind, it looks really bad.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Not very often do you get
Wow.
a Broodmother CN game. Wow.
Who is the Brood player on Vici? Is it Ori?
It's
Or is it
old 11.
Is it old 11? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I assume he's the one that plays mid now for this game.
Well, Ori's on the Snap.
Okay, so the way I look at this is they can't deal with the Brood in the laning stage at all, right? So no matter which one of their 3 cores lanes up against the Brood will have a really good time. But also, as the game goes on, they have no BKB piercing disable. So when Brood gets BKB this game, Brood's going to sit at the front and be in a massive pain. Because I don't know if they can kill the Brood when Brood has BKB on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good Brood game. I think I'm going with Vici, just off of the back of the Brood pick.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I will say is that the Brood timing isn't the same as the Spectre timing, so they might not be able to utilize the Brood timing as much as they would with another core. But
the one thing I will say about Broods is I feel like I've seen a lot of them miss their timings. Like they just continue to farm the jungle while waiting for the rest of the team to kind of have everything, and then they just kind of miss it.
If they get first Roche though for the Brood, looks really good for them. I think especially.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, if you miss that timing on the Aegis though for the Brood, they might kind of like set themselves back massively. Because going high ground without Aegis this game could be really worrying. Yeah, so Ori's playing offlane Snap, and then Old 11's playing Brood mid. He actually hasn't started with the like 5 mangoes, which is I'm pretty sure that's what the EU Broods do. So I don't know whether he's like rushing Soul Ring or something. Oh no, he's buying items still. Okay. So he goes for a Stick Ring Mango against the Zeus.
30 seconds to battle.
God, old 11 moving in mid. When was the last time we saw Ori off the mid lane? It's pretty nuts. And then I do love Innocence's
Yeah.
Trail of the Burning
know.
Doom.
The battle
Always. We haven't mentioned that actually. I saw you cast the China Cup thing, and that you were talking about this, but we haven't got to see it yet this tournament, have we?
No, we really haven't seen it, but it's just a glitched item, so I don't know if production will take a look
Dude, it's not glitched. Leave it alone.
at his items. But if you look at Innocence's Tombstone, it's got Trail of the Burning Doom on it, and that will show up on fire, and so will he.
So let's talk about this top lane though, because they have this Undying, but
we've got 3 heroes here, and Undying's already in trouble. 1 second stun, but he'll freeze over, and Ori gets first blood immediately.
has been killed.
Oh, they get the career as well. So I was gonna say they have this Undying up in the top lane, up against Snapfire Tusk. Obviously, Vici get the first blood, which is great before the AA TP's away, but Tusk Snapfire don't mind trading if like the Undying gets relatively low at any point. Like, they do have really good kill potential up in this lane. This is something we see other teams play just normally, like this Snapfire 3 Tusk 4, not just because they have a Brood mid, but they have so much burst potential at level 2 especially.
Not so fast.
So we'll see how Faith Beyond does with this Wisp.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how Xingqiu uses this Wisp as the 4. Because most of the time at the moment we see this hero as a 5, right? But they almost have like 2 position 5s in a Wisp and an Undying. This double defensive save.
Mortimer, get away.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
going down up top to Ame. Not really expecting that.
No, I don't know. They hit their level 2s first. So, like, the Tusk is still level 1, right?
Which is crazy to me that Innocence is level 2 before PYW is.
It just means they pressure their advantage because they both hit their 2 first. So the Undying gets a soul rip, lots of burst potential, which is good. I can see there being a lot more kills up in this top lane though as well.
Oh, little Shredder. That is an early little Shredder. With a snowball on Ame.
Yeah, that's interesting that he went little Shredder. Because so the way it works with tag team is the first hit is the only one that works with tag team. The rest don't have the same effect anymore. Oh, look, mid, Brood.
Yeah, already diving into tier 1, going after nothing to say. And gets the kill. Old 11 just jumping down the throat of this Zeus.
Now he's going to miss a whole wave under the tier 1 tower.
Is under attack.
So he's just hit level 4, Brood's about to hit level 5. Oh,
Dire's
God.
structures are fortified.
Yeah.
And this is what I was afraid of. None of them can deal with the Brood in the laning stage. Like, Zeus can push the lane out, which is really nice. But it doesn't stop the Brood from just running at you with the massive movement speed advantage. And it's not even like they can do anything about it. Mid again.
Snowball coming
Just
over,
again.
nothing to say. He just came back. He ends up going down.
Oh, no.
Innocence might be able to get the trade, but he just doesn't have decay.
Now Brood's about to hit level 6, and Zeus is just still level 4. So when he gets the insatiable hunger, if he wants to take it, he can just kill him again. You know, this is one of these games that you're like, why? This only happens once in a series, you know?
What, Brood?
You make sure you ban Brood out next time. It's not even that. It happens like once every now and then everybody forgets that, like, Brood is a hero, so they let it through once, and they go, oh yeah, Brood's in the game. And then they make sure they ban it out last phase against them every single time after.
Innocence chasing PYW, both level 3. Brood 6. Already has one, well, no boots, but already has one Blade of Alacrity going into the Diffusal Blade.
And what does Nothing to Say do
Dire's
here?
middle tower is
They put a
under
ward
attack.
behind the mid tier 1 as well.
Look at where he's standing.
Dire's
Yeah,
courier
if you're an LGD fan, don't look at the net worth chart. Keep on CS for a little while, but don't look at the net worth chart. No, production. I said don't look at the net worth chart. Oh my god. Bot lane.
Oh,
Wisp.
yeah, they're going in on to Xingqiu. They'll look for the cold feet to proc, but it won't. Faith Beyond right-clicking away at Erica, who is in pretty deep, but he's fine. It's first night damage, not a lot coming out onto this Spectre just yet. Goes 202, just to start.
Dire's middle tower. is
Yeah, I think
under
you.
attack.
I mean, you nearly always go like 4-0-2, and then some people max out the Dispersion and some people max out the Desolate, depending on like how defensive they feel like they need to be.
Double stack?
Dire's middle
Yeah.
tower has fallen.
God, mid-tier 1 already gone. Zeus still not level 6, trying to TP out, and just barely
Dire's
does.
structures are fortified.
Jesus.
Dire's middle tower. is
Oh
under
god, he's so
attack.
far behind though. He's level 5 and Brood's level 8 on the mid lane.
He's got 1,900 net worth. Meanwhile, Ame top in some trouble. Snowball comes in. They got the cold feet to proc. Xingqiu makes the rotation. They've got the tombstone down. That'll eventually fall. DY getting a lot of gold from that. They hit the stun on the Ori. Oh, Scatterblast gets avoided thanks to the Phantasm.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was really well played, and they get the kill on both PYW and Ori.
It does feel like at the moment CK's almost going to be the saving grace potentially for LGD.
Damn, that
this
was
Brood?
really impressive.
So he always has Diffusal Blade on Brood. So sometimes we see people go... And sorry, I know I'm talking about Old 11 a lot, but I feel like he's the most important hero in this game with the way it's going right now. So... This Broodmother, sometimes you see people go like Midas, sometimes you see them go Ags. But I really like the Diffusal Blade this game. Like, I think he realizes that none of these dire heroes really want to fight at like the 10 to 15 minute mark. If they can get away with it. Obviously, like, CK can kind of, and Zeus can kind of. But if he finds anybody on the map by themselves, I think they die.
Ags first for Ori, no surprise there. Is this Diffusal already here?
Yes.
Top lane, cold feet. Go after
Kisses
Ame,
as well.
Mortimer's kisses, and he's gonna try and walk away from this one. Erica up top. They get the kill into PYW as well as DY, though. There was in 2 on Vici. They still haven't killed off the CK. Reality Rift, right clicks coming in. Spectral Dagger, finally he falls, but he's traded. Faith Beyond
Expected.
takes out Erica. 3-for-1 trade in the favor of LGD. So despite the very farmed Broodmother mid, it's not
Dire's
going
middle tower
too poorly
is
in the
under
side
attack.
lanes.
No, that's a really good rotation. So there's another cool thing to talk about here. So if you look at Night Stalker's skill build, instead of maxing the Void, he's gone 2-0-3 because he's playing with a Wisp. So it's more advantageous to have the movement speed to play with, rather than like the nuke damage.
Spirit's just flying in and hitting Ori. So yeah, Faith Beyond looking for that first item. Drums, you've got the Diffusal here
Bot lane,
already for the
CK.
Broodmother.
Oh,
Just kind of miss each other there.
yeah. Mama hunting.
Faded Brooch.
That's a really good Night Stalker item this game. I mean, they could give it to the Zeus as well. I think both are fine.
Ame just using this Phantasm basically off cooldown since he's got it.
Yeah, which is, I think it's really important you do that though on CK, because you don't need to use the Phantasm just to fight in these early stages of the game. I think it's important that you can use it to farm as well. You'll also notice that he's farming on agi treads, which is really good on like certain strength heroes like Tiny and CK and things. Because it's more value to have the attack speed than the extra little bit of damage.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So it's level 7. Brood level 11. Oh my god. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, Brood is really far ahead in terms of XP. Goldie's only 1,000, but the XP lead's almost 3,000.
Yeah,
But it is just the Brood.
Quite a bit. Snowball over to the neutrals. PYW in some trouble. Faith Beyond right on top of this Tusk. We got DY coming over. The Thunder God's Wrath from nothing to say gets the kill into PYW. They look over at Ori. They've got the Tombstone down to the high ground. A little Shredder to try and take it out, but Sorb keeps it alive for a second. They'll take out Ori. They'll take out DY. 3 heroes dead. Old 11 comes over to make the trade on an Innocence.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
They're
attack.
playing around this Night Stalker really well at the moment.
Yeah.
This is super cool to see. And like you see, nothing to say has this really bad lane, but he's still just going to run around and try and make things happen on the map. You know, at least for Vici, bot lane, hang on, R-mate.
Going after Erica for a moment. Well, PYW and Erica are kind of going after him. He can hold his ground, though.
Tower is
I
under
was going to say, who's
attack.
going after who there? They were like, yeah, we can kill R-mate. Oh god, no, hang on. Have you seen Jinkyu's going for Helm with a Dom, by the way, on the Wisp as well?
Usually you see like that early mech.
And he's going for those double stacks again, like he did with the techies before, on these camps.
Yeah, but I think Faith Beyond's the one who's going to get most of these last hits, right?
I would assume like they just both click them until they die.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I don't think it matters for them who gets it as much as it is like just make sure we take it. Because they're basically both cores anyway, with the way that LGD play. Snowball. Mid.
You've got the Walrus Punch, nothing to say.
Under attack.
He'll end up going down. Old 11 getting another kill, 3-0-1.
Dire's structures.
Can they? Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say they're about to take the top tier 1
Radiant's
tower.
bottom tower is under
Oh, I
attack.
was gonna say, at what point can they take it? But I didn't see how low it was.
Dire's top tower.
Take the
has
top
fallen.
tier 1, and Broodmother continuing to just invade the jungle, almost has the axe.
Oh, it's spiders versus zombies.
The new movie from Hollywood.
It's like awful. It's like snakes on a plane all over again.
God. Spiders take the tombstone, and he gets 200 gold. I was actually just talking about how
Oh,
hyped
DY?
that movie was supposed to be. As DY drops bottom, Ame getting the kill there, and he's had himself a pretty good time. He's not too far behind the Brood, and then Faith Beyond, he's happy with his performance thus far. Looks like they're
Radiant's
gonna
bottom tower is under
try and
attack.
smoke and make
But they
something
smoked
happen.
under a ward. Like this sentry that LGD have put down doesn't quite reach the observer,
Dire's top tower is under attack.
so they don't know that the Radiant had vision there. So now it'll be interesting to see how Vici's set up and if they kind of want to like almost bait this.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant are
Scan
scanning.
from the Radiant. Not going to catch anybody from the Dire. They're across the other side of the middle lane.
Hey, lucky that, yeah. They're waiting for this. Okay, Snapfire's 800 gold of Ags. I was wondering if she'd go Greaves first, just for this timing early on, but I guess the Ags is really strong still.
Wow. Look at Zeus going for a Ghost Scepter.
Yeah, I mean, he has to do this game though,
Yeah.
right? Because it's not even just the Brood Mother, it's the Spectre and the Tusk as well. Mid lane, hang on, Snowball.
Radiant's bottom
Snowball still going in on him. Mortimer's Kiss is coming through. They get the kill and nothing to say. Faith Beyond comes over with the Crippling Fear right on to PYW, try to TP out. They have the damage to take this Tusk.
Flesh sustains.
How far can they really feel comfortable chasing? It looks like they want
He's
to
coming in with the
go.
Phantasm.
And he's coming around the side. Old 11 goes after this Faith Beyond Night Stalker and just blows him up. Ice Blast comes out from DY. They get the kill on Ori, and now Ame forced the TP away. That'll leave Innocence by himself. He's on the run, but Old 11 and Erica will follow him up. And they should be able to get the
comes
kill.
up.
They've got the defusal. Yeah, it's off cooldown. That'll slow him down. In some
Relocate.
trouble. Relocate to the side. That actually
Okay, nice.
keeps him alive. Well done there by Jinkyu. Wasn't exactly that far from where he was, but it was far enough where it's out of danger.
So what timings are both teams looking for here? So Spectre's going Radiance still.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Wow.
I see...
Wow. Sorry, just because when was the last time we've seen Radiant Spectre?
It's not uncommon against the Illusion heroes like PL,
Yeah,
CK, Naga.
Exactly, but usually the standard build isn't with that Radiance anymore when it used to be that
Dire's
standard
middle
build for
tower is under attack.
Spectre like all the time.
Yeah, and most of the time, even when they go Radiance, they tend to go for the Manta first, just because of how big the power spike is with the the Desolate damage and stuff. But
Yeah.
just going straight in for the Radiance. Old 11 mid lane. He doesn't have a BKB yet.
He's in some trouble. They have a 3-second stone with the silence, and now they're going to take out the Brood. Old 11 drops to Ame. That is a massive kill here for LGD. Every kill on a Brood is a long time to be
Radiant's
slowed
middle
down.
tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
huge kill.
Radiant structures are fortified.
EYW's TPing in. Kisses
Mortis
are coming
Punch,
through.
Faith Beyond, Mortimer's Kisses, Snowball there, Faith Beyond outrunning it. They've got the stun out on Ori. They get the kill onto the Snapfire. Now they look over PYW. He can't get away from this one. Snowball on cooldown. Reality Rift pulls him in. Ame now dominating.
Radiant's middle tower is under
What are they
attack.
expecting to happen here, though, on Vici? Like, there's no Broodmother. Spectre doesn't have Horn.
Radiant's
And Spectre
middle
has
tower
Tread's
has
drums.
fallen.
Like, Spectre can't fight. Brood's dead. It's 3 versus 5 at max. And now, not only have they lost their mid tower, which they would have lost anyway, they've now given away 2 kills for free as well. Like, this Snapfire hasn't even finished Ags yet. I really
Yeah,
don't
Ori-
know why they thought they could defend that tower.
Not doing too bad in terms of farm, but he would love to have that axe. What's the experience difference now? Now it's in favor of LGD. There was massive opportunity there for Vici that's just kind of slipped through their fingers with that
Yeah, and look-
death.
Look at the net worth of the supports as well. That's the big thing here. So, like, the Whisper and the Undying are both ahead of the Tusk and the AA. So, like, all the net worth lead that comes through at the moment is, like, mate, it's nearly all in the supports.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I guess it's... Oh,
DY ends up dead over mid
Just
though.
TPs.
Ame. And he's just going to
Dire's
TP
middle
away.
tower
They don't-
is under
We
attack.
talked about the lack of stuns in this game.
yeah, we did.
No
And now he has
surprise.
now he has BKB as well, so there's definitely a lack of stuns. I mean,
Minus
they've got, like,
BKB,
what, Punch, and that's it. So,
Night Stalker, he's getting really close to his axe. When he finishes that off, I think this game just gets way more tough for Vici overall.
yeah, it does for
Radiant's
sure,
bottom
especially because they'll
tower
have
is
so
under
much more
attack.
wave clear then. Because at the moment, it's only really the Zeus that has that kind of a capability to push waves up. Because of
Doesn't
this, like,
even
weird
feel
support
comfortable.
duo they
Dire's
have
top
with the Whisper and
tower
the
is
Undying.
under attack.
Oh, spit out, mid.
Yeah, lands right onto the Zeus. They have the Walrus Punch to follow it up as well as the Mortimer's Kisses. They get the kill on Nothing to Say while DY dies
Radiant's bottom
over
tower is under
bottom.
attack.
They drop the Tombstone. They continue to push the Tier 2 tower. They've got a catapult here. They want to move forward on this.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And then now this game's really weird for Vici now because they wanted to use this Brood timing early on, but they haven't been able to. So now it's kind of almost like, do we go in full recovery mode? You know, what's the plan here? Because Spectre still can't fight until she gets her timings.
Yeah, a couple hundred gold away from the Sacred Relic, but the Radiance is a bit away. And we talked about, well, you talked about how even when we see Radiance, it's usually the Manta Radiance. So it feels like this Spectre is just not going to be able to participate much.
Yeah, but even when Spectre gets Radiance, like, their team fighting still isn't massively strong with the Spectre.
Yeah.
It's like the Radiance is the first item to the next item, you know? It's not really a fighting item in itself. You still need that little bit of innate tankiness.
Faith Beyond now has this Ags. Zeus farming up some stacks. He's going into a Blink Dagger. And Brood, who picked up that Ags Diffusal pretty quickly, had Treads queued up, but just going into the BKB has enough for the Mythril Hammer and a little bit off this BKB. They'll use the Haunt. They'll find themselves Faith Beyond. They get the kill on the Night Stalker.
Mid lane as well, Zeus.
And then over mid, Zeus getting chased, but pops that Ghost Scepter and backs away from Old 11. All the while, though, Ame continuing to farm. He hasn't had to use that BKB yet, so still sitting at 10 seconds, and he wants to go into the Silver Edge. Oh, DY.
Oh, no, not again.
It's like two-shot by this guy. That's the problem with an Ancient Apparition in this game. There's a Night Stalker and a CK that can just rip him apart.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Spectral Dagger cooldown.
Dire's
Sacred
top
Relic
tower
picked up
is
by the
under
Spectre.
attack. Radiant are scanning.
DY? Ice Blast? Okay. Bottom lane secured.
Just pushing,
Dire's
just
top
pushing.
tower is under attack.
They're hunting here, though, on LGD. They're smoked up. They want to find an entrance.
Dire's top tower.
Stalker using that Dark Ascension right onto Ori. Ori in a lot of trouble. Nothing to say is here. The silence no longer. Scatterblast comes through. Ori, though, ends up dead with the Thunder God's Wrath getting used here by Nothing to Say. They get the kill on Ori and PYW, taking out 2 and looking for the 2-1 tower in the top lane.
Do you go straight into the pit here, if you're LGD? I mean, you have Phantasm
yeah,
up with it still, right? Looks
Radiant's
so.
top tower has fallen.
Like, with 2 heroes dead, especially the Snapfire being the one with the big, you know, gobble up and the kisses AoE into the pit. Yeah, they go straight in. This is really good.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I don't understand how Shinkyu constantly just plays this well.
Sean has fallen.
I'm
He's gone
so
for his-
impressed.
Yeah, he's gone Helmet on Mech and then back into the Axe as well, which is super cool to see. So he's going to get that Spirit Hero damage talent at level 20. You see they're just feeding him the tomes as well.
Yeah.
Like, they need to get him to that point in the game.
Like, FI will always be my number 1.
Dire's
but-
bottom tower is under attack.
Man, there is a competition for 2, and Shinkyu is leading.
I mean, it's like FY's obviously I think everybody's favorite because you know,
Innocent's getting chased down by Old 11. BKB's been popped, goes after the Undying still.
Is
We'll
that-
finish him off
Is that worth it though?
Dire's
for
middle
a
You pop your
10-second
BKB?
BKB.
Yeah, to kill an Undying. If they get the tier 2, it's obviously fine. But yeah,
Dire's
LGD aren't
bottom
going to want to
tower
give this
is under
up.
attack.
So yeah, but back to this point.
Yeah.
FY's obviously everybody's favorite because he's been playing at a high level for so long. But Jinkyu is so entertaining to watch. And I think when you get to watch players like this, it feels really special.
It really does, because I don't know, it's his ability to just play at such a high level on
Radiant's
so
top
many
tower
different
is under
heroes. Me and you alone have seen him on
Dire's
what,
bottom
30
tower
different
is under
heroes?
Yeah. It's super cool. They're going to smoke up here though on LGD. They want to make the most of this downtime on the BKB potentially, at least. It seems like Vici
Dire's
knew.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, they kind of get back and hide themselves. Although Ame's like right here with this Aegis. Dark Ascension gets used, coming around the back, thinking about it. Spots
Yeah.
Erica. Old 11 towards the front has that 9-second BKB going Nullifier next.
I mean, they're always just popping the Dark Ascension to get information here.
Seems like it, yeah, just get the vision. Reality Rift with the stun. Fire Snap Cookie. Thunder God's Wrath comes in. They've got the BKB on Old 11. He starts the retreat, but now looks over potentially at Faith Beyond. They have the silence with the Crippling Fear out on Erica for a second. Over to the side is Nothing to Say. The Reality Rift comes out on Erica. 4-second stun. Spectre saved by the snowball. Ice Blast coming in towards the back with the Mortimer's Kisses on Ame. He pops the BKB.
Oh, DY.
He'll find DY. Somehow surviving for now, but a 2-second stun. Decay comes out from Innocence onto this Ancient Apparition, making it a little bit easier for Ame, and they'll buy back. They'll throw in PYW. They've got themselves the Walrus Punch as well as the Snowball that's going to hit into Ami. He actually snowballs back towards the creeps. They're able to take out the Aegis, and now how comfortable do LGD feel going into this? The Cold Feet, the damage, out on a nothing to say. They get the kill to the Zeus. They look over Faith Beyond. Night Stalker in some trouble, pops the Crippling Fear, but he's chased down. They've got the damage of the relocate. Again, just getting the escape, and they're going to come back into this fight. The question is, do they continue to fight? Oh, it's not looking likely because Ame is dead. Ice Blast hits, Cold Feet's there. They bring back Shinkyu. He's trying to TP out, but the Fire Staff quickly lands from Ori, and they'll find another one. Vici come roaring back with a very good fight by their tier 2 tower.
Yeah, CK had like 0.2 seconds left on his TP, and Wisp had like 0.5 or something. So they just about get the stuns through in time to cancel the TPs, and that's a big win for them. That snowball save to keep the Spectre alive was massive. Because if he dies there, they lack that like extra little bit of damage that comes through, and LGD won't be afraid to run at them. It was so well played by Vici to not only save the Spectre, but kite out the CK BKB duration, like almost bait them further in than towards like where LGD wanted to be. Like, they just overextended ever so slightly, and Vici punished them massively for, like, using their spells without really getting anything on LGD.
And that goes back to the conversation about 4 positions, because PYW played that amazing. He's another one of those guys who plays at such a high level, and he's so exciting to watch.
Who was the guy that we saw play Tusk yesterday and have that really good performance? Was it Bobica?
It might have been.
I can't remember. This bot 2-1, they want to come and defend. Make sure it doesn't go for free at least.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's structures are
Oh, they fortified.
Looking for PYW.
Oh, Tusk. Oh, Zeus
James.
cancelled the TP.
PYW gets hit with the Void. He'll try to TP out. They've got the Reality Rift and the right-click damage to get the kill onto the Tusk. A lot of Atos built for DY.
Zeus cancelled the TP that they glyphed to save his TP with. That was interesting. I mean, D-Way's going to die here, but...
Cold Feet, DY on the run. Thundergod's Wrath will finish him off and then over the cliff, but won't find Erica.
Spectre has Manta now. I don't know. The Spectre all of a sudden feels really strong. Like, this is the Manta timing that we talk about every single game when the Syria gets picked.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even just the Manta, it's the Manta Radiance. At a relatively good timing, we should add as well, from Erica.
Considering the pace of the game and how slow it felt from him at first, but he did a good job. They'll use the Haunt, they go up to Jinkyu, they get the kill there onto this Wisp. And they'll draw forward, they look over at Innocence as well as Ame. Innocence pops the ult. Oh, good dodge of the stone with the Manta.
Here come
They've
the
got
spiders.
Spiderlings coming over on Ame's right. He gets up the stairs. It's spiders versus zombies once again. The Crippling Fury is out on top of the Brewmother, but the right-click damage doesn't care for that. The BKB gets popped by ult 11. He'll continue to chase out of Faith Beyond. They get the kill into Innocence. They look over as he tries to get under where the tier 2 used to stand, but there's really nowhere for him to run. Ult 11 gets the kill into Faith Beyond, and it's a 4K lead for Vici. It seems like the time has been held long enough where Spectre can come in and fight.
Yeah, and you can see the control issues for LGD are really showing at this point. Like, when Vici really, get going and start running at them with this Broodmother and with the Spectre, they can't do anything to control them. So Vici just carry on their assault the whole time, and LGD basically just have to try and run, which against Brood Spectre, very difficult to do. Does he have another fire on Brood?
That's what he was going for next, and is that coming
got
out already? Wow. I mean, I say already, but he's almost got 20k net worth. They've got a 3 second on the BKB that's pop. Fire Snap Cookie the wrong direction, so now the tether from Jinkyu. Now they'll look for the snowball.
He has Blink as well.
He'll try to... Oh, just get the Blink. Good shards. But
do they want to help
forward? I don't know if they want to go.
Yeah, I think Vici want to fight though. Look at the Zeus.
They turn around and they get the kill on nothing to say. Although gets credit there, but right around PYW. So they end up trading 1-for-1 so far. Faith Beyond not feeling comfortable going further just by himself. He's waiting for the rest of his team to show up. DY comes forward. Rod of Atos, Ice Blast, Spectral Dagger. Old 11 gets the kill on Jinkyu, so they no longer have themselves the Wisp, but they get the kill there out onto Old 11 as well as DY. They take out the Brood. Brood's them for 92. They look and focus their attention onto Ori, who's trying to run. But there's the Void and there's the stun, so the damage is there to get this kill onto the Snapfire. Erica, the only one able to TP out.
I didn't see... So I originally saw the Brood kill the Zeus straight away, and then I looked away. But when the Zeus buys back, why is Brood still in the enemy base? You know,
In
feels a little-
between top set of racks and the tier 4s. Jeez.
feels a little bit unnecessary. I'll put it out there.
You'd think these teams would learn.
Game's so fun though.
Yeah, it's been
Loving
back
this.
and forth quite a bit. I felt like Broodmother maybe missed the timing, but now back on it, up towards 20k. Spectre comes back with a roar. Going for the Scotty next.
I will say though, Jinkyu's had a really rough 10 minutes. So like when he
Yeah.
last used the tome at 20 minutes, it ticked him to almost level 15. It's 30 minutes into the game, and he's only just level 16. So like he hasn't really gained anything in the last 10 minutes. And when you build this Aghanims, it's really important you hit this level 20 timing. So it allows the spirits to do that much more damage.
Has the X. Gets another tome. And they are really investing in Jinkyu. Orb of Destruction for the Spectre. And very close to the Scotty. They're going to go into Roche.
Sure. With the Manta as well, you see how quickly it dies with the tag team.
Nobody coming over for LGD. So this will
Yeah,
be
they-
Aegis and Cheese for him.
Roshan
And they have
has
completely
fallen
like
to
no
the
vision
ring.
control of this area, right? So very hard for them to run in. Although they are smoked up. They might have perhaps actually wanted to do something, but they've kind of almost like missed the timing. They have like this BKB on the Night Stalker that's just been revealed. There's this
Jinkyu is
Aghanims
moving
on
at
the Zeus.
630 movement speed right now. Thunder God's cut. Wrath comes out for Vision. They've gotten the Nimbus down right on top of Ori. He's in trouble. By the way, they've lost the point booster, so the Scotty's going to be delayed. They get the kill on Ori. They've used the Haunt, though, jaunt over, but it's under the Nimbus. So Erica, he put himself in a little bit of an interesting spot. All of it goes towards the back to try and get the kill on the Innocence. They'll drop the Tombstone on the high ground. They look over at Erica. They get the kill on the Spectre. They'll take the first life. BKB's been popped by Faith Beyond, going after Order 11, who popped his BKB, but it's a lower timing because he's used it earlier on. 100 seconds dead on this Broodmother. 80 seconds gone as Erica dies for the second time. Wow.
Great
And
fight by LGD.
immediately relocating bottom. 3
so there's-
kills, no buybacks.
There's a few things to talk about here. So one, they get the Tombstone on the high ground, so they see everything in the fight, right?
Radiant's
Because they have this
middle
massive
tower is
nighttime
under
vision,
attack.
not only with the Night Stalker, but with the Tombstone. Secondly, Undying gets nullified up by the Brood and tried to get brought down. He just shadow amulets himself like one of the mid players in my pubs and is able to survive. And then the third thing is nobody deals with the Zeus, the whole engagement. So like Nothing to Say is able to get so much damage off throughout the whole of that fight.
Radiant's top tower is under
2K lead
attack.
now. Gobble up,
Radiant
spit out,
structures
looking
are
for
fortified.
Shinkyu, but they've got Nimbus. This doesn't exactly get easy. Or stay easy, I should say.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
Okay, Whisper's level 20 now as well after that fight. That's a massive like upgrade for LGD.
Spirits damage.
And the other thing is, they've used this like Aegis for nothing on Vici, right? You know, we talked about how important the Aegis timings are for them, especially that first one.
Mm-hmm.
And they achieve absolutely nothing with it. So
Does Shinkyu always become a 4th core?
yes,
Somehow, some way.
stop asking questions you don't need the answer to. Nimbus cancels the TP.
Tusk in trouble. Faith Beyond gets the kill on a PYW. He's having a great game at 8-3 and 12. We said it was a rough couple of minutes there for the Wisp, but 3-3 and 19 doing a very good job. And relocating. That's going to be over bottom. BKB's been popped by Faith Beyond. They've got the silence on 3 of these heroes. They get the kill on a DY. Wood coming out, but Shinkyu, he shows up to the fight and regrets it. Ice Blast coming out,
Faith
but it's
Beyond.
off the mark. They'll still get the kill here on a Faith Beyond. Over aggression, and they pay for it dearly. However, at the same time, they do force a couple of buybacks.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, I mean, they lose hers, they force buybacks. They wanted to get just like a pick-off or two, but I think they severely underestimated how much time it was going to take to kill them. And like how quickly Vici could react. And they're going to instantly smoke up and look for something.
What's this? CK have quite a bit actually. He'll
Wow.
oh my god, he'll find Erica with the silver edge, and Erica melts.
So this is okay. Everybody, I know some people. Well, not everybody. I know some people in chat were saying like they have the late game secured on Vici with the Spectre. I don't think they do. Because the CK has the silver edge with the break. They have ways of killing the Spectre really easily because Vici can't really deal with the illusions from the CK very well.
Mm-hmm.
So when it gets to this point in the game, I think CK and Spectre can both carry the game, like very easily. Because, like, obviously Spectre's this obviously like real late game powerhouse, but the CK is like so insanely strong this game. Especially with the Phantasm duration, like there's no downtime on the Phantasm anymore really. It's like 50-50 almost. Yeah, 38-second duration, 75-second cooldown. It's insanely hard to abuse this like short cooldown now for Vici.
By the way, Dota plus 76% chance for LGD.
Even when there's a Spectre on the team. Interesting.
Yeah.
But again, look at the support net worths. That's the big difference maker here. Shinky almost has a heart.
He's almost got a heart. By the way, Spirit Vessel for Innocence, along with that Shadow Amulet, going to the Blink Dagger next.
I'm just surprised he bought Mech on Wisp, to be honest, because that's a bit mainstream. So.
He's not doing God King impersonations.
Oh god, don't get me started on yesterday again.
Erica, meanwhile, going into a BKB, then an Abyssal. Went Radiance Man to Scotty. That Scotty got delayed as the point booster was killed on the Courier.
Yeah, I think he needs the BKB, especially because he's seen that the CK hasn't gone for the Reality Rift pierces spell immunity. So, much harder for the CK to get onto him to deal the damage without when Spectre gets BKB. Oh,
Relic.
It's not great for them though on the Radiant side. I guess they give it to the SAPPHIRE.
LGD, they smoked up. So they're gonna have to figure out who that goes on quickly. They found Ori. Blink right on top of him. They have the crippling fear. Ice Blast comes out at 3-second stun. Relocate over. Nobody able to try and fight back on that one. And Havoc Hammer.
I guess who they give it to. There was just a double damage on the CK. It's such a such a free kill.
This Wisp has 3,200 life.
Oh my god, they got an Illusionist cape on the CK as well. Okay, well, it was a great game, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed it. Oh, okay, never mind.
All right, we're back.
All right, game's even again.
Can I see live percentages off that first Illusionist cape on Dota Plus, please? Ooh, Prince's Knife. Sends it back, using that Havoc Hammer. A couple hundred gold away from picking up the Vitality Booster and finishing off the Heart. And there's the Scotty finish for the CK. $9K lead. It looked so good for Vici too, and then it like looked bad, and then it looked good again. Like that's what's been really great with this game. It's been back and forth, and even at 10K, like nearing this next Roche, one fight for Vici can throw them back in the driver's seat.
Yeah, it definitely can. But you know, you look at Vici's lineup, and they do struggle to find openings in fights. It feels like LGD has started everything in like the last 5 fights or so. Where's their initiation, right? It feels like it's the Gobbler. And it's LGD style.
Wrath, Crippling Fear. BKB's been popped by Faith Beyond. They've got the Nimbus down across 3 of these heroes. Old 11 comes over. Will try to kill this Night Stalker who's using that Void. Old 11 holding the BKB, uses the Diffusal Blade, has the Silence onto the Night Stalker as well as the Gobble Up and the Spit Out right on top of both the Wisp as well as the Night Stalker. DUI in pretty deep, but they get the kill on a Faith Beyond. They'll take a 1. They end up losing Ori. Erica moving forward. Now they say he'll drop as well. He's dead for 2 minutes. DUI, he falls to the Soul Rope of Innocence on the backline, so they've got the Walrus Punch out on Ame. They still get the kill onto Jinkyu. They lose a 3rd on LGD, and now Phantasm Shards come out. PYW taking massive amount of damage, and the break is out of the Spectre, forced to run. Old 11 trying to man-fight Ame. Ame at about half health. It's a 2v1 situation with Innocence just trying to Soul Rip and keep him alive, but they go out and Nullifire on Ame. They get the kill on Old 11. They'll take out the Broodmother, but Spectre ends up surviving. Erica goes after Innocence. It looks like it might be a full team wipe, but he goes for the TP as well as the Shadow Amulet and escapes. 4 for 4. Very even fight. Wow.
Yeah, they do a really good job on Vici of like kiting out the CK like most of the fight. And Spectre did the right thing. They instantly go on nothing to say on the Zeus at the start of the fight. And like I said, if they can get rid of the Zeus's damage output, like the fight's a lot harder for OGD. But that like initial initiation from the Night Stalker, I'm not sure where the rest of his team was. It felt like they were a little bit lacking behind.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of like wastes his whole BKB duration without really achieving anything. Like, if the CK was there to get on, like, and help him straight away, the fight turns out completely different. But it's almost like Faith Beyond kind of, like, jumped the gun a little bit there.
Yeah, he was very far ahead. And then what I liked from Old 11 is he held his BKB for a long time. There's another tome for Shinkyu, who is closing in on 25.
He's getting there. But I mean,
refresher. Looking over, Decay.
they have no tombstone.
No, and this Roche is getting low. Faith Beyond flapping his wings. He's in the air. They brought PYW over. Now he walks in, and they'll use the Crippling Fear. They've got the Thunder God's Wrath. Aegis snatched by PYW. They get the kill for the Dire.
And the
but
Spectre.
It's an Aegis on the Tusk. That means Erica's dead. They'll get a second life on a PYW, and now he's on the run. Doesn't look like he'll make it far out. Jinkyu from a distance doing a lot of damage to the Snowball on a Faith Beyond, but it won't matter. The Nimbus strikes him down, and a God from a distance kills off this Tusk. Are we okay?
Relocate. Yeah,
I
it's
just
only
bottom,
bot lane.
just bottom.
They're just
Every time I hear it, it's just like...
They need to try and force the buyback on the Spectre here, though. If they force the buyback on the Spectre, they give themselves a massive win condition.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, PYW getting the Aegis, obviously really good that the Night Stalker doesn't pick it up, but... Oh, Old 11.
Trying to fight this, and Ice Blast comes in. BKB's been popped by Ame, going after this Broodmother, who's forced to pop the BKB and retreat. Now they'll focus their attention onto the Tier 3 tower.
Spectre has Haunt if he buys back.
Gobble up, spit out, stuns 2. No buyback just yet. Tusk up in 4.
Oh,
Got
good
the repair kit.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And 200 gold for Ori. And Wisp is level 25, so attack tethered allies target.
That's a tongue twister, isn't it?
Yes. It really is. Did we see? There was a refresher shard for Erica. Okay, so they did pick up the refresher shard. I do wish, just like the Aegis, Cheese, Ag's Blessing, and Refresher Shard showed up on the side for who picked it up. Kind of like the
Yes. Yeah.
neutral items. Whoa, Walrus Punch. Haunt. Mortimer's Kisses with the BKB pop by Ame. They go after PYW. They've got a 4-second stun. Thunder God's Wrath coming through from nothing to say. A lot of damage being done onto the Tusk, but he goes into the Snowball trying to survive. It looks like an inevitable death, but the stun hits on a 2. They'll still get the kill on a PYW and look for more. It's the blink forward. DUI, he ends up TPing out. They'll continue to move forward for Erica as well as Ori. They'll relocate out in front. They've got the Void that brings Jinkyu over. They'll tether over on the Faith Beyond. Ori getting hit up hard. Havoc hammer down. Ori ends up dead. The buyback comes out for the Snapfire as well as the Tusk. Try to fight this, but they've already lost Erica. Erica's got buyback. Old 11 trying to TP away and just does, I want to say, TP'd as he got hit with that Hex Strike from Jinkyu, because it said Hex over his name. Very close.
Did it really?
Yes.
I thought he just TP'd away, but you sure it wasn't like a mute or something from the nullifier? I don't know.
Pretty sure it said hexed.
Night Stalker level 25 as well. Yeah, goes for the Dark Ascension cooldown. I was wondering if he might go for the attack speed because he has the Wisp level 25 as well. But you see how much damage the Wisp does in the fights now because the Night Stalker is able to just constantly hit people for free, right? Feathers up the Night Stalker and they just go to town. It feels like whenever Vici start fights, it's really difficult for them.
Well, that fight over bottom, they didn't need to start the fight.
That's what I mean, though. The fights are going better for them. Oh, hang on, Ori.
Stun coming out. Ame very far ahead. Goes after Ori. Ice Blast comes through. Ori survives. Fire Snap quickly away. Got the Walrus Punch. Nimbus down, but it's not really on anybody. They hit the Snowball. And now Ame, he drops. He's dead for 99. He doesn't have buyback. The BKB gets popped by Old 11. They'll take it the Nimbus. They have the Hex coming through from the Prince's Knife. Old 11 ends up running. PYW now. He's right under the wings of Faith Beyond, trying to TP out, but the damage is there. They'll take it a third, looking over at fourth. Old 11 tries to run, but nothing to say is there. And Vici lose 4 for the price of admission of Ame.
A Wisp came over with the cheese, but the CK had been hit by the AA blast, so even if he cheeses in there, it doesn't do anything for the CK to save him.
Radiant's middle barracks.
Gobble up, spit out, stuns up Innocence. He's dead. But he's got himself that second
He's
life. He's level
25.
25. He's got the reincarnation. Faith Beyond coming over with the crippling fear. They'll look over at Erica. Erica trying to get away. And they'll take out Ori, who's dead for 110 seconds. They'll use the Haunt. Spectre jaunting over, but in some trouble. I believe just started that TP, and they'll just call GG. Erica gets chased down and killed. Vici end up losing to LGD, who bring it back against this Brood and Spectre. Very well done.
What I don't understand here is when that CK is trying to kill, like in this top jungle, right? Spectre has buyback and doesn't use it the whole time, but he knows the rest of his team don't have buyback on the AA, the Tusk, and the Snapfire. Okay, so if they die, the game's really hard for them. And then in that last fight, just then, Broodmother has buyback and just watches the Spectre die. Like, why are they not committing their buybacks one way or another in one of those engagements?
Yeah, it felt like a little bit of a lack of coordination at times, or a lack of decision-making.
I can understand Spectre not wanting to buy back, but if you're watching your supports die, you can't, 2 versus 5 them with you and the Broodmother. So I think you should feel forced that you have to buy back.
Yeah, and LGD, I took advantage of everything they could. Look at the difference between PYW and DY's levels compared to Shinkyu and Innocence. Innocence having that level 25, having the reincarnation. When was the last time you saw that in a pro game where an Undying was able to get to level 25? And then, of course, Shinkyu and Shinkyu style does find himself level 27, and with so much farm. He honestly turns into a 4th core every single time, whether it be on a Techies or a Wisp. Sometimes he'll play Void Spirit, Ember Spirit, Earth Spirit.